大家好，我是小婉，我是阿婉。然后今天是2025年的10月30日，这是昨日的文章，29号。从习近平到特朗普，强人统治让世界更加危险。这篇文章的意思是说，无论在韩国的一个区域峰会上计划好的发表什么样的言辞，达成什么样的协议，都不过意味着两位领导人之间短暂的一个休战。他们不受国内和制度的约束，可以随心所欲的改变立场。所以说，就是欢迎来到这样的一个新的强人时代。如果当今世界看起来紧张不安，联盟正在破裂，暴力冲突不断出现，动荡习以为常，那是有原因的。这是一个由领导人凭个人意志而非规则和共识统治的世界所产生的一个早期震荡。像这样的领导人在全球各地不断的涌现，萨尔瓦多的纳伊布、布克尔、突尼斯的凯斯、赛义德、匈牙利的欧尔班、维克托，以及那些已经根深蒂固的威权统治者，俄罗斯的弗拉基米尔、普京和朝鲜的金正恩。而现在在美中关系中，这是第一次有两位具有相似政治风格的领导人掌舵两国。那么其后果就是说，未来的一个4年内可能会十分深远，更多的冒险行为、更大的不稳定性以及更高的误判与冲突风险。特朗普与习近平以及他们所领导的国家，当前是在诸多方面存在差异，然而两人就是会试图将各自的一个政治体系按自己的意志重新塑造。特朗普已经劫持了共和党，使其变成了其个人的一个政治工具。习近平对中国的控制程度之深，甚至足以让毛泽东感到羡慕。他们在国内缺乏制衡，这让他们在达成协议时拥有很大的自由度，但也使任何潜在协议变得脆弱，容易发生变化。强人是领导者，可能是不可靠的一个国际合作伙伴。在被忠诚者包围、权力制衡被削弱的情况下，他们在违背承诺或者突然改变路线时，几乎不会面临国内后果。我们已经从这两位领导人身上看到过这种情况。特朗普政府指责中国未能履行特朗普第一任期内做出的贸易承诺，而特朗普本人今年也多次宣布对贸易伙伴加征关税，却又很快撤回。那缺乏制约会对全球的安全不利。由于强人领导者不会被追责，他们就不会履行承诺，因此他们的威胁缺乏可信度。在虚张声势中，各方往往难以判断真正的红线在哪。例如，特朗普曾多次向普京发出关于乌克兰停火的最后通牒，而后者则一再无视。在这样的一个环境下，国际行为的护栏逐渐消失，冲突爆发的可能性随之上升。越来越多的研究指出，威权领导人周围都是一位迎合其意志和政策信念的应声虫，更倾向于冒险、发动战争与升级冲突。那俄罗斯对乌克兰的入侵就是一个典型的例子。在一群阿谀奉承者的簇拥之下，普京对乌克兰做出了严重误判，发动了一场震动世界的战争。特朗普在加勒比地区据称未经司法程序就处决涉嫌毒品走私者，以及对委内瑞拉的威胁攻击。这些行为与前者是属于同一种冒险倾向。同样，习近平领导下的中国在南中国海和台湾海峡所采取的嚣张军事行动，也是这一逻辑的体现。国际间的冲突已经呈上升趋势，在这样的一个领导者的掌权下，这种趋势可能会持续。那强人统治的影响也会渗透到经济结构和日常生活之中。 这样的领导者更可能攻击中央银行等国内独立机构，正如特朗普针对美联储的做法，这可能会刺激通胀并降低经济的可预测性。在个人专制体制下，经济增长和社会平等往往受到损害，因为权力倾向于集中在精英手中，依赖稳定策划的私人投资受到抑制，而教育、医疗、基础设施等基本公共服务会被忽视。那特朗普对中国及其贸易伙伴发起的贸易战已经造成了经济扰动，并引发全球经济增速放缓的预测。强权领导者往往会为自己及其忠诚者追随者谋取私利，同时通过将资产转移到海外，破坏本国的经济。那据报道的话，习近平家族已经积累了超过10亿美元的资产。那与此同时的话，他利用反腐运动清除政敌。特朗普不受约束的第二任期，也恰逢其家族在中东房地产、加密货币及授权费等交易中的参与激增。随着威权领导者制造对于内部敌人的恐慌，镇压也随之加剧。习近平政权拘禁或压制持不同意见的记者和人权律师，夸大新疆的伊斯兰恐怖主义威胁，以便以极端镇压寻找理由，并以国家安全为名剥夺了香港曾享有的自由。特朗普政府则发动移民突袭，并向民主党的票仓部署国民警卫队，破坏私人财产并拘留美国公民。其发起针对政敌的起诉带有明显的政治动机，并试图对独立的美国政府机构施加控制。对政治体制和规范造成的破坏可能造成深远影响，且难以逆转。以波兰为例，2015年至2023年的法律与公正党及其领袖亚罗斯瓦夫·卡钦斯基执政期间，司法系统的独立性遭受严重侵蚀。如今重建工作面临重重挑战。事实上，我们今天所经历的情况，在历史的大部分时期都是常态。只有在上个世纪左右，才会采取更集体决策的治理方式，尤其是在战后时期，稳固的制度、联盟和规则带来了前所未有的全球和平与繁荣时代。那个时代正在消退。本周习特会与其说是给美中关系带来稳定和信心，不如说可能意味着另外一件事：强人统治的不确定性和动荡的回归得到了证实。很好的一篇文章，作者是 Eric Franz、Andrew Kendall、Taylor and Jose Wright。一起来读一下英文。A new era of Strongman rulers is upon us. When President Trump and President Xi Jinping of China meet this week, the world will be watching to see if they can lock in framework trade agreement and finally restore a sense of lasting stability and predictability to the world's most sequential relationship. Don't count on it. Whatever story and handshake deals come out of their plan encounter a regional summit in South Korea, they are unlikely to signify more than a momentary truce between two leaders unchecked by domestic or institutional constraints and free to change course on a whim. Welcome to New Strongman Era. If the war seems on edge these days, with alliance fraying, violent conflicts emerging unviolatedly as the order of the day, there's a reason. There are the early shots of a war being shaped by leaders who govern by personal will instead of rules and consensus. Leaders like this are rising all over the globe. Nayib Bukele in El Salvador, Kassel in Tunisia, and Viktor Orban in Hungary, along with well-established authoritarians such as Vladimir Putin of Russia and Kim Jong-un of South Korea. And now, for the first time in the US-China relationship, the two countries are meaning that by then, with similar political styles, the consequences, at least for the next 4 years, are likely to be provide more risk-taking, violated, and potential for miscalculation and conflicts. Mr. Trump and Mr. Lee and the nations they did differ, of course, in myriad ways. Yet both men have sought to bend their political system to their will. Mr. Trump has hijacked the Republican Party and made it into a personal political vehicle. Mr. Xi asserts a degree of control over China and that Mao would have invaded. Their lack of domestic country constraints gives them great latitude for deal-making, but it also makes any potential agreements fleeting and subject to change. Strongman can be unreliable international partners, surrounded by loyalties and weakened restraints on their power. They face few domestic consequences for ranging on promise of erupted change course. We have seen this already from the two presidents the Trump administration accused China of failing to honor trade pledge made during Mr. Trump's first term. Mr. Trump himself has repeatedly announced tariffs on trade partners this year, only to revise himself up soon after. The lack of constraints can work against global security. Because strongmen are not held accountable, they do not have to make good on their word, so their threat lack credibility, and the bolster their counterparts find it difficult to gauge where the red lines truly are. Mr. Trump delivered multiple ultimatums to Mr. Putin for a ceasefire in Ukraine that he says systematically ignored. In such an environment, guidelines for international behavior fade away, increasing the likelihood for conflict. A growing body of research shows that authoritarian leaders surrounded by yes men who feed their egos and policy conviction are more likely to take risks, start wars, and escalate conflicts. Russia's invasion of Ukraine is a prime example. Surrounded by his own set of psychopaths, Mr. Putin gravely misjudged Ukraine, starting a war that has rattled the world. Mr. Trump's apparent extrajudicial killings of alleged drug smugglers in the Caribbean and his threats to attack Venezuela are in the same risk-taking vein as China's brazen military actions in South China Sea and Taiwan Strait under Mr. Xi's interstate conflict is already on the rise. That might that may continue with leaders like this in charge. The consequence of Strongman rule also seep into the fabric of economies and everyday life. Such leaders are more likely to attack independent domestic institutions like their central banks, as Mr. Trump is doing with the U.S. Federal Reserve, which threatens to stoke inflation and make it less predictable. Economic growth and equality often suffer under personalities autocracies, which tend to concentrate wealth among elites. The press pride investment that depends on consistent policies and neglect essential public goods such as education, healthcare, and infrastructure. The trade war that Mr. Trump has initiated with China and other trading partners is already leading to economic disruption and prediction of slower global growth. Strongmen often pay their pockets and those of their loyalists and undermine their own economies by shifting assets of sale. Mr. Xi's family, for example, has reportedly amassed over $1 billion in assets, even as he has used an anti-corruption campaign to purge his rivals. Mr. Trump's unrestrained second term has coincided with the spike in his family involvement in deals involving Middle East real estate, cryptocurrency, and licensing fees. Repressions also rise as authoritarian fabricate fears about enemies within. Mr. Xi's regime has jailed or silenced dissenting journalists and human rights lawyers, exaggerated and Islamic terrorism threat in Xi Jinping to justify extreme repression there and eliminated Hong Kong formal freedom in the name of national security. Mr. Trump's administration has launched immigration raids and deployed National Guard troops to domestic party strongholds, destroy private property, and detaining U.S. citizens. He has launched politically motivated prosecutions of perceived enemies and sought to impose censure over independent U.S. government agents. The debauch inflicted on political institutions and norms can be tough and difficult to undo. Poland, for example, faced challenges in restoring the independence of his judiciary, which was undermined from 2015 to 2023 during the rule of the Law and Justice Party and its leader Jarosław Kaczyński. What we experiencing today has in fact been the norm for much of history. Only in the last century or so did governance become more collegiate, especially in the post-war period, when solid institutions, alliances, and rules led to an unprecedented era of global peace and prosperity. The era is fading, and rather than provide reassurance about the relationship between the United States and China, this week's meeting between Mr. Trump and Mr. Xi might represent something else. Confirmation that the unpredictability and volatility of Strongman rule is back. And thanks for listening. Hoping your life fully with happiness and joys. Have a good day.